All right, guys, in today's video, we were actually gonna reshoot this video, but I went and watched it back and I like it so freaking much. And I probably sent this to, gosh, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 people this year alone on two key elements that we talk about on how to get through the ball. We all know that your arms need to be straight through the golf ball, and we show you that. But the key is, how the heck do you learn how to do it? We show you one key drill to do that, and the second piece, which is the principle you have to get those arms straight in the first place, which is rotation. Really simple drill to do that as well. And as our friend Robert says, if you want your arms straight, you must rotate. Okay, if you want your arms straight, you must rotate. So two awesome drills here. I know you guys are gonna enjoy this video. I send this to so many of my students. Enjoy. If you have any questions, always leave a comment down below. Would you agree that when you coach, the greater majority of players that struggle with contact, consistency, low point, etc., look a certain way past impact?
No question. I think I would say if you just threw in 10 students that were average golfers, seriously, 8 would have the wrong structure of the arms. Yeah. I always talk about the slice of pizza. It's a great look, that slice of pizza. And when you're watching players and you slow down their swing, really good players, you just don't see this very often. There are one or two players that bend the left arm a little bit. Lee Westwood being one of them, that has to bend forward a little bit more to get to the ground, but we're not, it's something we wouldn't teach. What we teach is we teach this slice of pizza where the arms, that's our ultimate goal, is just after we hit the golf ball, having the arms both straight and the club head pointing more down towards the ground. Yeah. Now, I like to think of that visual past the ball as having some sand in the shaft. So if you poured sand in the shaft, if you look at there, folks, there's a little hole right there. I was going to say pour whiskey in there, but I'm Scottish and it wouldn't drop because I'd get to it before it fell, right? Yeah. But if there was sand in there, to get the proper structure of your arms when you're hitting a shot, the sand would stay in the shaft for a fairly long period of time through the golf ball. Okay. Now, as soon as I start to bend my left elbow, here comes the sand. Yes. It's pouring out. So that's what we see a lot of on the range with golfers. Now, it's very important for us to keep those arms straight. We've got to rotate. To keep the arms straight, you've got to rotate. I'm a poet and didn't know it, right? Say,
you do that on purpose there?
Yeah. So, this is not a slice of pizza. That's a full pizza. That's a round pizza. This is the slice of pizza, and that's what we're trying to get.
And I think the point you mentioned there is really important, and we're going to dive into a drill or two of like, you know, hey, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I see these visuals of these players doing this. Now, if I'm the player who does that, how the heck do I start, right?
First thing, definitely great, simple drill. Stick the club in your belly button. Yeah. You have one?
I got a little belly button in there.
I have two of them, so I'll put it in the one on the left. And I want to do, go ahead, Eric, if you want to do it, go ahead and reach down all the way down the club. Yeah. Do not make a backswing. I just want you to turn and go forward with both arms straight. What a great feeling, isn't it? Now, here's what I want you to do now. You ready? I want you to bend your left arm and do it. See it pulling on your shirt? Yeah. Now you can see it tugging on your shirt right there, right? Now, go ahead and turn through it with your arms straight, and it will stay in your belly button. That is such a great look.
This would be the bad.
That would be the bad. So now you haven't rotated, the club head's past your hands because you broke down your arm. So you won't do that when it's against your belly button.
Yeah, and this sort of gives you both the rotation and the arm straight together.
It certainly does. That's a great place to start, is to feel that turning, your body's turning. Yep. And you've got that nice slice of pizza.
Slice of pizza, not the whole pie.
The pie, because it catches my shirt, that's the whole purpose of it. It gets caught, but it doesn't get caught. See, it's not getting caught, not getting caught, not getting caught. The club's pointing downwards. As soon as I start to there it goes. Yeah, I like that. Now it's pointing way over here. And that structure, I'm telling you, you will hit much more crisp shots. You'll get ball then divot more often if you can feel rotation with your arm straight into that slice of pizza. Keep thinking pizza slice, not the whole pizza.
Yeah. Let me hop in there, Robert, for a second and hit one or two with that same feel if you want to hop over here. So if I'm learning this, let's say I'm like one of these golfers that I saw in some of your pictures, right? Like here.
Right, right.
And so I'm doing a couple of these to get a feel.
Beautiful.
And then I'm assuming the idea would be I'm kind of taking that and I'm starting with some little half ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't follow through past your waist until we get into this. Just go maybe 50% of the speed and then stop at waist height if you can.
Yeah, okay.
When you're starting to build this up.
So just like first, can I do this at this level?
Yeah, just a little miniature swing. Oh, excellent. That was really good there.
So my arms are fully, and just to scale that, I mean, I hit a 7-iron there, probably 90 yards.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Just a little easy little shot. Learning to rotate your body and extend your arms into that pizza. There it is. There's a pizza slice.
Now, I'm going to do one more like this, and I know you have another drill that I saw you doing with the ball in front, which I want to show them as well. But this would be a really awesome place to start.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, so same feeling to the follow through.
So I would probably start with maybe like, let's say 3 or 4 swings with the club in your belly button, and then 3 or 4 swings with a little half swing with the same feel like the club was in your belly button.
Okay.
And then switch back and forward until we start to build this up slowly.
Kind of circuit
until you get the feeling of that arms being straight.
Love it. And then how do we do the ball in front
Sure.
drill like this?
So if you put a ball, let's say, we'll hit this shot, I'll put a ball here, let's say about, what's that, 3 or 4 feet in front of me.
Yep.
And I'm not going to hit the ball here, I'm just going to swing past the ball here, but the feeling is, here's this little half swing again, right? See how I'm pointing the club head to that ball?
Okay.
The sand would fall out the shaft there, wouldn't it? I haven't got my hands to waist height yet, but the head is way above my hands. I want to keep the head in line with my hands. That straight line release right there is such a great feeling. So just hitting shots and actually stopping very short in your follow through till you get the feeling of that club pointing to the ground, because I'll tell you, as soon as that bends, here goes that club again, up in the air, it's nowhere near pointing to that ball. I want it to point down, and you can actually hit shots like that. The ball will go really low, that's okay. You're just going to practice. You've got the club in your belly button, practice a few times, then a half swing, stopping at waist height with the arms straight, and then to take it to the next level is to start to feel little half shot, point it down, and you'll notice how this left wrist is not going that way because I'm trying to point the club to that ball. It wouldn't happen if my left wrist caved in, right? So I'd love to see you just kind of just do that. Try not to hurt yourself, all right? That'd be great. Right.
Yeah, okay. I also like that, you know, having to throw the brakes on there a little bit. Not that I need to go as, you know, I can slow the speed down, but it's hard for me to do that, stop there with my arms straight and not have turned.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
A lot of these things I'd like you to do, Robert, you kind of get a couple things for free. You know, some of these drills that you show.
Of course you do, yeah, and it's one thing fixes another.
Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna go here, just as a little sort of punch shot drill.
Correct. Now, the feeling is, go ahead, if you don't mind, would you set up just again?
Yeah.
So think of it this way, if I put my club right there, and you were trying to hit that ball under there, what would you do more of?
I would do
Try to hit under there now.
More
That's right, that's right. So where's the club head pointing? It's
down.
pointing this way, it's not pointing up.
It's not
so
up here.
You could think about, if you were trying to punch your a shot under a tree,
yes.
You know, if you add loft, it's going to hit the branch, right? But see how low that ball went?
Yes.
That's the feeling. I'm not saying you play golf that way. I'm saying is that's the feeling to get pizza arms and not the whole pizza, right?
And the whole point of this is solid contact, right?
Ball, then divot,
Yeah.
compression, squeeze, and getting the low point in front of the ball.
And obviously, if I were to do this way and my arm's bent, right, and the club head passes, that's bad contact, adding loft.
Adding loft. If you're hitting the ball under a tree, you would catch the top branch here because you've added loft. Just keep thinking about, I'm going to hit this ball really low by pointing the club down towards the ground as I rotate my body downwards. Beautiful, beautiful.
And a lot of you watch, and you probably have had that sensation when you pull it off, or like you hit the punch shot underneath the tree or back out in the fairway, and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's the most solid shot I hit all day. Right? Sometimes people try the punch, they get the top shot, but when you pull off that punch shot, you're like, oh my gosh, did that come off compressed? So if I'm practicing this through impact, right, I want the arm straight. To your point again, just to reiterate, I'm going to do a couple to realize, hey, for me to have my arm straight, I have to have the turn. And then to really accentuate it, I like that, hitting underneath a branch, having the ball out in front, feeling the club head lower. And once I can do this, right, it's easy to do this. Like I can add on a follow through to that feel quite easily.
So why don't you do just another little tiny one and let the sand spill out the shaft early? So that's what we don't want.
Yeah, we don't,
right?
not this.
See how the sand would pour out the shaft?
Yeah.
Or whatever was in the shaft? Now go ahead. Yeah, there you go. So
Whiskey.
you kept it in there. Yeah, beautiful.
I'll do one more.
Whiskey, yeah, we don't want to spill the whiskey.
So the club head
never
staying
spilled
low.
whiskey. Ever spilled whiskey.
I'm gonna take that same feel and bring it all the way into a full swing now. Yeah, see, like that's very easy for me. Now, I do this for a living, but I can take that feel and they're like, well, how do I hit a full swing shot, right?
Right.
You can just keep turning, let the arms fold up.
The arms are going to fold.
Not that hard to do.
But don't fold early.
All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that one as much as I do. That is one of my favorite videos. Those two key pieces, the arm straight and the rotation, we all need to have in our swing. Okay, there's no doubt about it. But listen, there might be something in your swing that's holding you back from getting those two, or something else you need to be doing instead. And that's why I want you to send in your swings to cogornogolf.com so we can analyze those, identify what your root issues are, and build you a real practice plan. I looked for that for so long. Okay, and until I actually had a real plan, do these drills for this amount of reps, for this long, this is why you're doing them. Those sort of things are what we want to give you there. Would love to see you there. CogornoGolf.com. Put a link in the description down below.